Okay, this will be part 2 of lesson 9.2-9.3 on substitution. Hopefully you were able to solve the 3 problems that I gave you to try. Remember, if you had any questions on them, to just go ahead and message me. So now we're going to do some problem solving with systems of equations, and this is going to be so much better than when we were problem solving having to use only one variable, because now we can identify 2 different unknowns with 2 different variables. So let's look at these 4 problems together and solve them using systems of equations. Number 1, Josh has 15 coins, all dimes and quarters, worth $2.55. How many dimes and how many quarters does Josh have? So you have choices. So we know we have dimes. I'm just going to let x equal the number of dimes. You can choose the variable that you want. And then we also have quarters. We don't know how many, but we're going to let y equal the number of quarters. We know that he has a total of 15 coins in all. That 15 coins consist of quarters and dimes. So one of our linear equations is the number of dimes, x, plus the number of quarters, y, equals the total number of coins. We also know that the coins are worth $2.55. So we know the value of a dime is 10 cents. So 10 cents times the number of dimes, which is x, plus the value of a quarter, which is 25 cents, times the number of quarters, equals $2.55. We now have a system of equations. To solve, we're going to use substitution. I am going to take my top equation, x plus y equals 15, and I am going to solve it in terms of, it doesn't matter which one. I'm going to solve it in terms of y. You could solve it in terms of x. So when I do that, I'm just going to rewrite it over here. So I have x plus y equals 15. To solve in terms of y, I'm going to subtract x, and I get y equals 15 minus x. I'm going to take this equation, and in the bottom one, wherever there's a y, I'm replacing it with 15 minus x. So this becomes 1/10 or 10/100 x plus 25/100, not times y, but times 15 minus x, equals $2.55. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my decimal by multiplying all of it by 100. So that gives me, if I move it over, 10x plus 25 times 15 minus x equals 255. You want to distribute your 25 to both things. That's 10x plus, we get 250 plus 125 would be 375 minus 25x. I was just doing that mentally in my head. I did 25 times 10 and then 25 times 5. So that gave me 250 plus 125 to give me 375. I'm going to combine my like terms. 10x minus 25x gives me negative 15x plus 375 equals 255. Then I'm going to go ahead and subtract 375 from both sides. When I do that, it's going to give me negative 15x equals negative 120. I'm going to divide by 15 to get x by itself, and x equals 8. So you can plug that back in a moment to the equation, which I'll do, but we know x is 8, so there are 8 dimes. To get the number of quarters, plug it into either equation. I would say the easiest is to plug it in back to the y equals 15 minus x. So if I do that, I get y equals 15 minus 8, or y equals 7. So there's 7 quarters. So much easier than when we had to solve it in terms of one variable. Okay, so we've got that one done. Let's go to 2. Ann and Betty together have $60. Ann has $9 more than twice Betty's amount. How much money does each have? Again, we can use 2 variables. So since Ann starts with A, I'm going to do A equals Ann's money. And Betty starts with B. I'm going to let B, and that is her money, Betty's money. Together, Ann's money plus Betty's money is $60. So I have my first linear equation, A plus B equals 60. Now it says over here, Ann has $9 more than twice Betty's. Ann equals 9 more than, since it's addition, you don't have to switch the order, twice Betty's amount. And Betty is B, so this is 2 times Betty's amount. 9 plus 2b. So that's my other equation. A equals 9 plus 2b. If you notice, this one's already solved in terms of A. So wherever there's an A in the top equation, I will plug in 9 plus 2b. So I get 9 plus 2b plus b equals 60. Or 9 plus 3b equals 60. I'm going to subtract 9. And get 3b equals 51. 3 does go into 51 evenly, and it's 17 times. So that means that Betty has $17. Betty's name looks funny. I'm going to rewrite her name. B-E-T-T-Y. Okay. Now I'm going to take that 17, and again, you can put it into either equation. I'm just going to put it into here. So I get Ann's money equals 9 plus twice Betty's. Okay, so 2 times 17 is 34, so I get 9 plus 34. So I get that Ann has $43. Okay. So Ann has $43. Together, that should add to $60, and it does. All right, let's go back to one where we're investing. We're investing money into stocks and bonds. Number 3, Joan has $8,000 invested in stocks and bonds. The stocks pay 4% interest and the bonds pay 7% interest. If her annual income from stocks and bonds is $500, how much is invested in bonds? Okay, so I'm going to use S to equal her stocks, and I'm going to use B to equal her bonds. So we know she has $8,000 invested. So her stocks plus her bonds equals $8,000. Okay. The percentage that the stocks pay is 4%. If I turn that into a decimal, that's 400 times the amount of stock plus her bonds are 7%, or 700 times the amount of bonds. And she's going to end up earning $500 from that. Okay, so we have our system of equations. I'm going to take and solve the first equation in terms of B, bonds, because it's asking just for the bonds, so that'll help me to solve a little bit easier. All right, so I get S plus B equals 8,000. If I subtract S, I get B equals 8,000 minus S. All right, so now I'm going to take, and wherever there's a B, I'm going to replace it into the second equation. So I get 400s plus 700s, not B, but 8,000 minus S equals 500. Okay, multiply through by 100. I get 4S plus 7 times 8,000 minus S equals 50,000. I'm going to distribute my 7, and I get 4S plus 56,000 minus 7S equals 50,000. Combine my like terms. 4S minus 7S is negative 3S plus 56,000 equals 50,000. Subtract 56,000. And I get, I'm going to move it up here, negative 3S equals negative 6,000. Divide by negative 3. This actually just found my stocks. So it was probably best to solve this in terms of S, that top equation, then you would have had your bonds. So we'll just go ahead and plug that back in. So we know that there's 2,000s in stocks. If you hear that ringing of bells, that's my dog. She wants to go outside. So I'm going to replace it into bonds. So I'm going to get bonds equal 8,000 minus 2,000. So bonds equals $6,000. So we say $6,000 was invested in bonds. Okay, we have one more. A bank teller has 112 $5 bills and $10 bills for a total of $720. How much of each does the teller have? All right, so I'm just going to choose X to be the number of $5 bills. And I'm choose Y to be the number of $10 bills. There's a total of 112 $5 and $10 bills. So X plus Y equals 112. We know the value of a $5 bill. It's $5. So we have 5X, and a $10 bill is $10 plus 10Y equals 720. Okay, I'm going to solve the top one in terms of Y. So I have X plus Y equals 112. I'll subtract X, and I get Y equals 112 minus X. I'm going to take that and I'm going to replace it into the Y right in the second equation. So I get 5X plus 10, not Y, but 112 minus X equals 720. Distribute. I get 5X plus 1,120 minus 10X equals 720. Combine your like terms. 5X minus 10X is negative 5X. And then you're going to go ahead and move your 1,120 to the other side. And you're going to get negative 5X equals negative 400. You're going to divide by negative 5 and get X equals 80. So we know we have $85 bills. To get the $10 bills, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. Y equals 112 minus 80, and I'm going to get Y equals 32. $85 bills, 32 $10 bills. Let me rewrite that. That looks sloppy. 32 $10 bills. Okay. So now we've gone over how to use substitution in word problems. Hopefully you'll find it a lot easier than the way we were solving in the first semester. Again, if you have any questions about any of these, feel free to reach out to me by messaging. Your homework assignment will be posted. Make sure that you are showing all your work and all your steps on the homework when you submit it to me electronically. Okay, and enjoy the rest of your day.